Greeting, folks. Oh, is my entire layout flipped out upside down? I believe it is, guys. I believe it is. Oh my goodness. Let me just okay, I think it should be fine now. I think it should be fine. Guys, how you doing? How you doing this evening? We'll talk about Bitcoin short-term strategies, guys. I had a live stream session on creator.club. Creator.club is a Web 3.0 platform where you can simply go ahead and you can learn to earn. So that's like a social token-based platform where you can literally learn to learn tokens. That's kind of interesting, honestly, if you ask me. Yep. But anyway, so whatever I discussed on Creator Club is something which I'll talk about in this video, and then we'll quickly jump into other assets for the day. We have FIL coin, MATIC, and we'll take a look at any shitcoin from the list as well that I have from FTX or any other exchange for that matter, right? Is this weekend going to be bullish? Is this weekend going to be bullish? Look, guys, the thing is that I don't really weigh a lot into weekend price action because of the professional exchanges, the CMEs. CMEs, they do close on Friday, right? So the professionals are not really trading during the weekends. If you consider yourself a professional trader, probably you should also take a break during the weekends, right? Rather than having positions all the time. Rather than having positions all the time in the market. Okay, alright. With that said, without wasting any time, let's jump into Bitcoin. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm sorry about this as well. Holy shit. Everything is flipped upside down because I was setting up something for Creator Club and now I believe everything is fine. Yep. Okay, alright. So here's the thing, guys. How to trade the small time frames. I mean, let's just quickly recap this. First and the foremost thing that you have to do is you have to jump into the 4-hour time frame and have a very good clarity on the price action itself. So the thing is, for this one, I'm simply using the 200 simple moving average on the 4-hour time frame with the RSI bands, upper band being at 60 and the lower band being at 40. You know the deal, guys. Anything between 60 and 40 is pure noise in the market, and any bullish trades are supposed to be made above the 60 reads, and any good bearish trades are supposed to be made below the 40 reads, guys. You can see right here the price action started trending below 40 reads on the RSI, and you had a good looking trend to capitalize on to the downside, right? So similarly it goes with bullish cases as well. You can see this trend started going to the upside once we established the trend above the 60 reads on the RSI. So with that logic on the bigger time frame, what you have to do is you have to identify a range for Bitcoin. In this case right here, we had a range for more than a month, which was between 22,500 and to the downside 18,500. Now what you can do is you can simply jump into 15-minute time frames once you have identified the range in the small time frames. And you can see as well, guys, now these are simple little things you can figure out for yourself. You can identify falling wedge trends and you can kind of play these things to the upside and the downside for that matter. Now for this example right here, you can see that the price action had a crazy bounce from 18,500 at first. We started consolidating for about 2 days or so, and then once we visited the downside of the range right here at 18,500 regions, we started accumulating. And the biggest factor right here is that the 200 simple on the 15 minutes started curling to the upside, which meant that maybe this resolution is for real, guys. Maybe this entire falling wedge is going to be for real. The resolution will be for real, which is why all the bullish speculative positions could probably work out. The probability of a bullish position in these landscapes is going to be working out on a higher degree than a bearish trade possibly happening in the market, right? So from these levels, you can see that the price action did create a bear trap right in the small time frames. And essentially what you can do on these levels is that you can have an R&R multiple with a stop loss below the range lows, and as soon as you see the price action trending over the 200 simple, you can capitalize on 3 to 5% movements to the upside or the downside with an R&R multiple which suits your trading equity, right? For example, right here the R&R multiple was 2.5, and if I'm losing $1 and I'm winning $2.5 in a trade, I'm going to be taking that trade again and again in the market according to all the specifics that are matching my criteria in the markets, guys. So yes, I mean, this is what trading is. I mean, understanding the R&R multiple and understanding where you can function in the market repeatedly is something that you can do for yourself. And if you really want to capitalize on the long term and develop yourself as a good trader in the markets, these are the things that you have to do. You have to pinpoint specific areas of functionality, and essentially you can keep on capitalizing on it again and again and again in the market. Okay, has anybody joined the YouTube stream? Nobody has joined the YouTube stream as of now. A lot of people had joined the Creator Club stream. Guys, is my community falling apart? Markets have been really bearish. So the communities on YouTube, individual independent communities, are kind of falling apart. That is what is happening. Anyways, do we have any massive change on 3-day? Because I believe yesterday's closure was a 3-day candle closure as well on Bitcoin, right? Yes, it was. What did we do? We did kind of close above the support region. That simply reminds me to jump into the 55 simple and see what the situation is over there as well. Once again, guys, I mean, yesterday's candle was also a rejection, man. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This entire week, starting from Monday, literally, alright, from Sunday until Thursday as of now, or Friday as of now, it's been straight rejections, guys. It's been straight rejections, simply telling us that the price action is kind of weak. But what we are speculating on is one single bullish engulfing candle, because one single bullish engulfing candle can flip out a lot of things, and the trend could probably start reversing, right? And the next higher low could potentially be forming onto these levels as well. So let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what really happens on the CMEs. Let's quickly jump into the CMEs before we talk about Ethereum. Weekly candle is about to close in the next 5 hours and 30 minutes right here, right? And the previous weekly candle was a simple closure above the 200 simple on the weekly itself. Now this is a clear-cut speculation. In the next 5 hours, if you look at a good candle closure above the 200 simple, maybe we're going to be establishing a new trend on Bitcoin, which could be quite choppy. Honestly, which could be quite choppy, but the ultimate target could be at this entire zone. Essentially, guys, we have two conflection points coming on these levels, which is going to be the rejection point sitting in at almost 30,000, and this gap right here. You know the good old days, guys, when gaps were being filled. If you were there in the previous bear market, yes, gap to gap trading was something which was quite common, right? So we do have a gap right here between $27,000 heading all the way towards $29,000 region. So that is something which could happen down the line if we are able to close this weekly candle above the 200 simple on the CMEs itself, right? It's going to be happening in the next 5 hours, 30 minutes. So that is the ultimate speculation on my end as well. Okay, with that said, let's talk about Ethereum real quick, and let's conclude the price action as well, guys. Not much is happening, not much has changed. This weekly candle, obviously, on spot markets on Ethereum will close in the next 2 days. So a lot of things can happen. If this weekly candle kind of closes above 1800 in the small to mid time frames, then maybe, we'll be looking at a continuation momentum, guys. Maybe all the way towards your $2,400 region. So it's the same. Honestly, this entire week of price action has honestly been the same. Upside ranges are the same, the downside ranges are the same, but essentially the small time frame scalps are the only things that are working out as a whole in the market, right? So if you see the weekly candle closing above 1800, that could potentially be a good news. Well, honestly, looking at the RSI on the weekly, this is kind of looking weak, guys. The latest strength index has started curling to the downside once again, so we don't have much strength on the RSI itself. I mean, I really hope that this was kind of strengthened in the market, so we could have talked about a little more bullish perspective in the market, although the trend overall still on the weekly time frame remains to the downside, with a potential new lower high being formulated on the latest strength index itself. That tells a lot of things about the overall strength in the market, guys. So that is what is happening on ETH as of now, right? Kind of curling to the downside. Most likely we'll continue the bearish momentum until we flip this trend to the upside on the weekly time frame, guys. And honestly speaking, what I'm waiting for is a potential bullish divergence on the weekly time frame, right? You had a good amount of bullish divergence right here, because okay, we can kind of negate this overextension to the downside, and we can talk about this entire price action diverging between this point and this point on the RSI as well, alongside Bitcoin's price action from the previous bear cycle. And if you really want to compare the context of the RSI strength at $115 to the COVID capitulation 115 retest levels, yes, the RSI was above 40 reads, but the previous time the RSI was below 40 reads. So yes, you had a bullish divergence, guys. The price action was, well, okay, price action did something like this, and the RSI was doing something like this. So you had a divergence between the RSI and the price action itself, which kind of played out, right? And that was deciphered in the small time frames as well. So, well, that was the initiation of the bull market in a nutshell. What are we doing right now? We're kind of far away from that. It's going to take some time, but probably that is something which I'm looking forward to as well in the bigger picture altogether. With that said, Okay, we have the first shitcoin for the day. We have Filecoin, guys. We have Filecoin. Filecoin. What is Filecoin doing? Absolutely nothing. This was a good looking price action to capitalize on the intraday basis as well, right? Most of the trends were determined on the 4-hour time frame, and the breakout was real. That took the price action towards $11, but is now rejecting on the 3-day itself. Now, however, on the weekly, I mean, maybe this could be. Look, guys, on Filecoin, this is what is happening. The bigger trend is just a set of lower highs, back on back, back on back, back on back. So maybe this could also be a lower high as compared to the other price action on the history, on the historical context, right? So once again, major risk if you're short on Filecoin, major risk management below $10, and the ultimate target probably being a new low at maybe $4 or $5 altogether, guys. That depends on what Bitcoin is going to be doing on CMEs. So keep an eye on the CMEs and the spot markets on Bitcoin itself. But if Bitcoin kind of slowly goes to the downside from these levels, Filecoin will continue its trend all the way down towards $4.5 regions, guys. So on the macro, this is what is happening, right? So if you talk about the small time frames like the 4-hour itself, what is happening right here? Wanting to obviously, guys, in a bull cycle, I mean, this kind of move is going to be overextension. Every single time in a bull cycle, if you see a 100% move to the upside, it's going to be an overextension. So the price action will certainly correct to some key areas of interest. For this one right here, this is the 55 simple, but I'm not going to be banging my buck on the 55 simple and expecting the price action to bounce on these levels, honestly. To be honest with you guys right here, I do believe that the retest of these levels, the breakout levels at $6.2 for Filecoin, is up the cards. Major trend invalidation to the upside above this price point on a closing basis. Remember, on a closing basis on a 4-hour time frame is where this trend will be cancelled out, and maybe something like that could happen. Look, guys, maybe something like this. If we establish a trend right here, maybe we'll revisit these levels once again, and then maybe something else will happen, right? Something like this could also happen in the coming days. So we have certain possibilities that could potentially play out, but honestly depends on what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing in the market. If Bitcoin and Ethereum kind of lose their shit to the downside, yes, it will most likely teleport down all the way towards $6.2. Filecoin has a good looking target. So if you talk about the risk to reward multiple, it's going to be a short position coming from these levels with a stop loss right here. Not a financial advice, of course, not a financial advice, but the R&R multiple right here is at 2.89. So if you're losing $1, you're making almost $3 for every dollar lost in the market, right? So that is a good setup that I can see for Filecoin to the downside, a short position right here. RSI weak as hell, guys. This is simply weak. I mean, RSI is really weak in the market, right? So that is what is up with Filecoin. Let's talk about MATIC. I mean, MATIC still holding strong at these levels, man. This is crazy right here with the high volume node as well coming from these levels. Yes, MATIC is kind of holding on to 85 cents as a whole. So until 85 cents is being held on a trending basis, things will look fine. Things will keep on trending to the upside. And well, yes, we do have I mean, honestly, this is madness. This is mad amount of bearish divergence, guys, between this point and this point. Yes, you can see how much of a bearish divergence we are looking at, right? So it's a lot of bearish divergence on MATIC itself. Yep, we do have a lot of bearish divergence. Okay, guys, if you're watching the live stream, let me know in the comments what else I should cover for this video, or I will just simply keep it very short and sweet. Another 10-minute live stream for you folks right here. Most of the people, I think the timing, guys, I do believe I should change the timings for the stream, right? Because more or less all the views are coming after I'm done with the live streams, honestly. So maybe I should change the timing for the live stream, I guess. Let's see. But still, I mean, we are speculating on MATIC on the daily time frame, kind of formulating a high low on these levels. So look, guys, this is what you can do with a risk to reward multiple setup. You can kind of long MATIC onto these levels with a risk management below this price point on a daily trending basis. And look, the thing is that yes, you will have a lot of turbulence right here because we are looking at a lot of sell side activities coming from these levels. As you can see, multiple rejections have come from these price points right here. But if, let's just say, if you kind of bullishly engulf above this price point, it would confirm your bias, which is why this risk taking behavior from these levels all the way towards the rejection points could potentially play out, and it's a risk to reward multiple of 4.81. So yep, if you are a bull, if you're looking at MATIC from a bullish perspective, this is something which could potentially work out altogether in the market, right? Okay, I believe that's all, or should we just take a look at ADA as well, guys? ADA USDT. I mean, Cardano is full of liquidity these days, right? but it's not doing anything. I mean, even if this asset is liquid all throughout the exchanges, but it's not doing anything. The bigger picture kind of stays to be the same, honestly, exact same. In this leg to the upside with a lot of bullish divergence, we could interact with this trend line, but the ultimate breakout from these levels could take the price action towards $1.2 on ADA as well, right? Now the thing is that all the fundamental brawls with Solana blockchain has kind of led into a very risk-off behavior from a lot of investors in the market, which is why people are looking for Solana alternatives now. Holy shit. That is also what is happening, right? So essentially, ADA is one of the better alternatives for Solana and Ethereum as well for the time being. Although the ecosystem is still not developed, guys. This is an underdeveloped ecosystem, and the interaction, the DeFi interaction on ADA is also not that good. Smart contracts came into fruition literally at the market top at $3 altogether, and since then we have been trending down massively. This one was down more than 85%, right? So we could be picking up, I mean, any bounce from these levels could potentially be an oversold bounce, but the thing is that since this has been sold off massively in the market, those oversold bounces could also potentially be 100% moves to the upside. Yep. So as traders, we have to figure out these opportunities, guys. Although I'm not going to deny, I really like the shape of this RSI trend right here. I mean, I like this. I really dig this kind of RSI strength, guys. This is inclined to the upside pretty nicely, and the price action is simply consolidating right here. So if it really breaks out to the upside, it could be for real. The real breakout is going to be happening above the zone right here. Until then, you can simply expect a lot of chop on ADA, but the real move could come above this price point, and maybe by that time the RSI could start its establishment above the 60 reads. So that would be a picture perfect long position setup on ADA itself. If you see RSI trending above 60, and if you see ADA taking out 60 cents to the upside, it could be a picture perfect long position setup for Cardano itself, guys. Okay, I think with that said, I'm going to be winding up this quick little stream right here, guys. I will catch all of you tomorrow on a weekend stream. Most likely we'll not do much, but I'll talk about a lot of pep talks tomorrow, right? Okay guys, all right. So with that said, I think I should end the stream right here right now. Bye for now.